So, hey guys, or wait, no, wait, let me actually say my intro. Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy, Dark Raikou here with What If Issei wants to become the strongest swordsman and the best gunslinger in the world, in the entire universe, fuck it, to wherever. But not the point. So this is part 3 of it. Part 2 was... So part 2 was like 8 days ago. So yeah, no recap, no nothing. Let me begin into this what if. Let me shut the fuck up. But yeah, I rewatched part 2 like on the same day when I kind of stopped recording or something. Not the same day, maybe the next day, but I don't remember. But I do remember where I did left off. But yeah, let me begin into that part. And yeah, so we begin into kind of Issei right now fighting against a guy with white hair, white kind of short hair, kind of slicked back. And of course, blue eyes, like these kind of lightish blue eyes. This is where he has a sword next to him. That kind of, he's holding right now. And of course, is where, well, he has a black kind of suit and black pants, like they're leather pants. The suit is also kind of leather. And does wear black boots that are leather. But yeah, this is where he's walking towards, well, Issei, and Issei saying, damn it. He's right now pretty hurt. He did kind of almost got slashed. Which, yeah, his shirt's kind of cut. This is where, well, Issei said, gotta make sure, I gotta keep my, damn it, I feel tired. This is where, well, he hasn't summoned, well, what's it called, Yamato yet, because he hasn't actually known how to even do that. But this is where, well, the person says, I do not know who you are. This is where, well, the white hair person asks Issei, but it seems that you're going to have to die, because I can feel demonic energy from you. This is where, well, Issei says, oh shit. This is where, well, before Issei can even move fast enough, the person appeared right in front of Issei, right now kind of like sending the blade, mostly the blade's handle, the kind of handle itself, smashing into Issei's stomach before he then grabs the handle and tries to slash at Issei. Issei managed to kind of catch, or managed to kind of use his arm to block the swing of the arm, mostly the arm that mostly the person was using, and block it. This is where, well, Issei says, who the hell are you anyway? This is where, well, the person says, me? Well, the name's Virgil, and you are dead. This is where Issei had to duck, like had to kind of like move backwards, mostly move his body kind of backwards, like if it was leaning like back, because the sword just went past him. A clean slice. Literally, it cut the air itself, and you can just hear this like little sound of like ringing somewhat. This is where, well, Issei was just winding his eyes. This is where some hair did manage to get cut off, mostly some of his front hair. Like, it was cut so clean. This is where Issei says, damn. This is where Issei jumps back and says, wait, your name's Virgil. Is your last name Sparta? This is where, well, Virgil looks up and says, how do you know that name? Who are you, brat? This is where, well, Issei says, well, you can call me, what can you call me? Well, whatever. The name's, what's it called, this is where, well, Issei says, the name's Issei. And I don't know why you keep attacking me, but it doesn't matter. This is where, well, he is kind of like with both of his fists up in the air just in case he has to kind of fight against Virgil. This is where, well, Virgil says, I can still sense the demonic blood in you, or mostly the demonic energy. You are demonic, but you have a little hint of not being fully, well, you are demonic, but not fully. Okay, I might have accidentally destroyed all your ears because of the loud kind of ringtone that I have for what to call someone to call me. But yeah, but not the point. Sorry, all that. But this is where, well, back to mostly Issei. Issei is, well, not Issei, mostly Virgil. Virgil is kind of looking at Issei. He doesn't seem fully demonic. He feels demonic, human, and something else. But of course, this is where, well, or some other things. This is where he doesn't understand. But this is where Virgil says, but whatever. It's time for you to be defeated. This is where, well, Issei is kind of getting ready again to fight against Virgil. But this is where Virgil appears right in front of Issei, stabbing him with the sword. This is where in his chest. This is where Issei coughed up blood, and this is where, well, it felt like so many parts of him literally just got split apart. This is where, well, mostly inside his mindscape, or mostly outside his body. This is where, well, when Issei tries to get up, he feels extremely weak. He feels so weak. This is where Issei's trying to get up. He's like saying, what the hell just happened? This is where, well, next to him is something that's actually surprised Virgil a lot. This thing is a blue kind of creature. A blue kind of demonic creature. That kind of has, well, mostly dark kind of scales. But this is where, well, it's, yeah, kind of has blue eyes. And this is where, well, he is having like 4 wings in total. This is where, well, or not 4, 6 wings in total. And this is where they're kind of blue. Like a very kind of energetic, kind of darkish blue coming off of the dark wings somewhat. And this is where, well, it has horns on top, but yeah. This is where, well, it's right next to mostly Issei, and this is where, well, Issei looks to the side and says, who are you? This is where Issei seems to be very tired. But we should go into Issei's hair. Issei changed. His hair is just completely black. Of course, his eyes are a blackish color also. Or mostly, they still have, well, yeah. This is where, well, Issei seems a little bit more paler than normal. But he does have a sword, well, next to him. Or mostly, it's not a sword, it's a fucking cane. This is where, well, Issei said, what? What the hell happened? This is where he's using the cane to kind of get up. This is where, well, mostly Virgil seems surprised. This is where, well, Virgil says, I see. You seem to you are demonic. I could actually tell. You see here, Virgil actually explains with the sword type. This sword is called Yamato. It's a sword that can actually split that, or, well, mostly, yeah, split 2 different types of, well, mostly bloodline you're from. Either you're a devil, it can easily destroy, or you're a human, and it will also destroy you, but mostly, if you're a devil and human, your 2 sides, mostly your human side would be split, and also your devil side would be split. You 2 would become not one with each other, but mostly split with each other. Your devil side seems to be the one to have all the power, but you, right now, don't have to have all the strength. Instead, you just have your weakened human strength. This is where, well, he says, what are you talking about? This is where the devil, look like a creature, right now roars and rushes past Issei, and right now rushing straight towards where Virgil. This is where, well, the devil tries to like claw at Virgil. Virgil managed to dodge and just kicked it to the side. This is where, well, Issei says, damn. This is where Issei's kind of getting up, but he still feels extremely weak. This is where Issei starts kind of walking straight towards, well, mostly Virgil, and kind of tried to use the cane to try to stab at Virgil. And this is where Virgil blocked it with the sword. He just used the, what's it called, mostly sheath of it. The kind of, the sword sheath. This is where, well, Issei says, ah, fuck. This is where, well, he then kind of gets smacked with the sword sheath in the head, right now pushed back to the ground. This is where Issei is kind of bleeding. This is where Issei says, this is where he's unable to move that much. This is where, well, Virgil says, quite interesting. I don't know who you are exactly, but all I know is if I kill you right now, mostly your human side, then your devil side would just be a mindless beast of its own. It's not like it already is. This is where, well, mostly Issei was about to die. He just sees his eyes are so blurry. Sometimes you can barely see Virgil. It kind of goes back to normal and then goes back blurry. And Issei's saying, oh, damn it. This is where, well, mostly when Virgil's getting close, something inside his, like, mostly, like, jacket coat kind of glows. Mostly this kind of, like, book actually appears when he pulls that out. It's none other than the V book that he has. This is where, well, he's confused, but this is where the book actually opens and summons out 3 familiars. This is where one looking like a bear, one looking like a, what's it called? Mostly, like, fuck. Okay, you want, the bear wasn't there, it was actually a golem. So a golem, panther, a black panther, and an actual blue bird appears. This is where around Issei, but they're right now in like a baby kind of form. This is where, well, like in a kind of, yeah, baby form. This is where they're not like in their primal kind of, like, beastly form. This is where, well, they're kind of being right next to Issei, and this is where the golem kind of roars, but of course, it's not as powerful as its original power if it was with Virgil still, but yeah. This is where, well, the book actually disappears from Virgil and actually appears next to Issei. Issei kind of holds the book right now confused, but he feels like his power is actually coming back towards him. This is where, well, Issei is trying to get up, but of course he still feels weak. This is where he actually feels like he's about to fall backwards. But before falling backwards, he feels like he's grabbed in an instant. This is where he looks behind him, and it's none other than his demonic self, somewhat. This is where, well, the devil thing, or whatever, devil creature. This is where, well, the devil creature in a low tone of voice says, "We can't win without each other. We must fuse back. If we don't, we will lose against him. Understand?" This is where, well, Issei said, "I know, but how do we fuse back? My body feels so weak. I feel like I'm gonna die. Just accept me. Just accept who you are, and all will just change. You will go back to being normal. Understood?" This is where, well, Issei says, accept. This is where Issei is now thinking, and this is where, well, he remembers something about his like mother's kind of words, mostly, yeah, kind of saying, "So Issei, just remember, if anything happens to you, if people just bully you or any of that, just remember, it's always better to just accept yourself than try to change. So just remember, it's better to accept you for who you are than ever change." Issei kind of smiles and says, "Mom, Dad, Grandfather, all the people I care about. I care about people." This is where, well, he remembers a glimpse of some memory, mostly of when he was a child, and remember kind of playing with friends. And this is where, well, he remembers mostly a couple of people and a childhood friend. And this is where, well, Issei's memory started becoming white, and this is where, well, mostly it turns to darkish blue, and this is where, well, Issei says, "Then I won't give up. I accept who I am. I am Issei, Sparta, Roanoa." This is where, well, an explosion of blue energy exploded around both Issei and the demonic self himself. This is where, well, both of them exploded into this blue energy flames actually appearing, and this is where, well, mostly Issei then comes back out, being completely different. This is where, well, his outfit is now completely different. It's kind of leathery jacket, but darker, well, not like darker blue, like what's it called, Virgil's. It's just a bluish color. Like, it's navy blue somewhat. This is where, well, navy blue with a kind of black jacket, not like a dark blue jacket like Virgil. Well, I mean, then again, it's kind of similar to Virgil's outfit. But this is where, well, Issei kind of, well, opens both of his eyes, and they're completely different. One is completely red, and the other one is completely blue. This is where, well, not completely, yeah, kind of completely red. This is where, well, his hair is completely different. It's no longer just black. But this is where, well, something actually appears on Issei's left hand. A, well, different arm or hand or whatever. It's no longer his original normal hand, human hand. But instead, it's a devil bringer, I think. That's what I call it, right? This is where, well, it's a double bringer. And this is where, well, it looks similar to that of the double bringer that, what's it called, Nero has, but completely different. Instead of being kind of coated with red, it's kind of purplish color a little bit. This is where, well, Issei kind of looks at Virgil, and Virgil kind of looks at Issei and says, "For some reason, you seem familiar, a lot familiar. You have the same appearance as that of Nero, my son, but a little bit different. You have mostly a similar appearance towards that of me. Who exactly are you?" This is where, well, Issei said, "Who am I? Well, I'm your, I guess you can say I'm your grandson, your great-grandson, or however you think about it." This is where, well, Issei pulls out something from his Doublebringer, and that is none other than the sword called Yamato. He says, "Yamato!" This is where a sword also appears. Similar to the same of that of Virgil's, but a little bit different. It's a little bit like much more, how should I say? This is where, well, it looks the same, similar same, but it's having a bluish kind of aura color leaking off of it. This is where when Issei unsheathes his sword, this is where the blade itself shatters. But this is where a bluish kind of energy kind of color of blade actually appears underneath the shattered kind of blade. And this is where it actually becomes kind of crystallized. This is where the handle started becoming crystallized awesome. It kind of looks like this. This is where it kind of looks like this one right here. Don't worry about that one. I will mention about that one later. But it looks like this one right now. But this is where, well, when it kind of shatters to death, this is where Issei said, I'll show you the true power of Yamato. Me and him will work together to defeat you, great-grandfather. This is where, well, mostly Virgil kind of smiles a little bit. It's kind of a warm, kind of gentle smile and says, I never thought Nero would have more children later on in the bloodline of, well, me can actually continue. Well, then again, that idiot Dante never did have kids. So I guess it was only myself and my genes to carry on the will of Sparta. Well then, show me, my grandson, my great-grandson. Show me the power that you contain. This is where Issei says, with pleasure. This is where, well, both of them rushes at each other with blinding speed, clashing with each other using Yamato at the same time. But this is where Yamato for Virgil is using it in his right hand while Issei is using it in his left hand. This is where, well, Issei and him just contain clashing, but this is where something happens. Mostly Virgil noticed one thing. Yamato, his own Yamato, is kind of having cracks in the blade, while Issei's Yamato is having no blade cracks. Instead, it's regenerating much more faster. This is where, well, Issei says, you're done for, grandfather. This is your defeat, and you have lost. This is where Virgil grins and says, do you really think I died so easily? Yeah, right. This is where, well, Virgil says, send double trigger. This is where, well, he goes into a double trigger form. And of course, it's similar to that of the demonic kind of one that Issei was in. But of course, it's much more different because it has 4 wings instead of having 6. And this is where, well, mostly Virgil says, let's see if you can still defeat me. He then kind of uses a magic spell saying Mirage Blades. This is where multiple blades appear around. And of course created one in his left hand to have. And rushes towards Issei. Issei still has a sword and it's kind of weird. Well, mostly in this transformation of crystallized. This is where, well, Issei hasn't even went to double trigger or send double trigger. Instead, he looks at Virgil and says, you might have been able to increase your powers. But for me and myself, well, for myself exactly, I accept who I am. I accept in what my legacy is. Because my legacy is just mine to contain and change. And how it feels right and fits in history. This is where, well, Issei's sword started glowing much more brightly blue, but this is where Issei's hand, mostly his left hand, started becoming more demonic. Even his right hand kind of becoming similar to that of like the other Double Bringer, but this time instead of becoming a Double Bringer, it started kind of becoming like black claws, and of course having a blue kind of tint of aura. This is where Issei says, because I don't ever want to feel the same pain and loss and anger and anguish and other stuff, because I accept everything of myself. So be gone. And sorry, grandfather. Well, he doesn't say sorry, grandfather. And goodbye, grandfather. You have shown me the way of exception. This is where, well, Issei right now kind of has his sword, and mostly he's in a stance where he's like about to like swing, or not swing the sword, mostly do a piercing style. While what's it called, Virgil is flying towards him with like blinding speed, having multiple swords to kind of get ready to slash at Issei, even having Yamato. But this is where, well, Issei kind of mostly pushes the force of the sword forwards. And this is where, well, mostly a flashback kind of appears. This is where, well, we kind of look forward into mostly Virgil and Dante's battle. They both had this like last fight before ending it all off. This is where, well, Dante smiles and says, so, big brother, do you think you're gonna be able to defeat me this time? This is where he summons rebellion, and this is where, well, Virgil says, of course, I'll be able to defeat your stupidity, and manage to erase you from existence. Besides, you never had any children of your own, and it's all up to Nero, my own child. This is where, well, he kind of grins at Dante. Dante says, oh, don't get too cocky. If I manage to get out of here from hell, I'm going to have to, yeah, have a kid, now that I think about it. But then again, I don't want to take responsibility, idiot, Virgil said. This is where Virgil says, send double trigger. This is where, well, Dante says, send double trigger. This is where, well, they both rushes at each other with blinding speed. We go back into the present time. Issei is now kind of, well, standing there, but multiple cuts actually appearing on his body. He falls down to the ground. Well, almost down to the ground. He's standing on one knee, having the sword Yamato stab to the ground and kind of using it to push himself up so he won't fall down fully. This is where, well, we go behind him. Virgil itself has a huge kind of like stab wound in his like middle of his chest. This is where, well, we'll see Virgil coughed up some blood and gets out of Sin Double Trigger and looks at what's it called, mostly Issei, and grins and says, well, descendant, hope you managed to surpass me, Sparta, and Dante, and even Nero one day, because that's the way of Sparta. We surpass our limits so easily. We accept in whatever pain and existence we have. That's the way of the Sparta. Good luck, kid. Seems I'm disappearing. This is where Virgil's turning into blue kind of energy. And this is where, well, his hand is already disappearing. And this is where, well, Virgil grins and says, well, good luck in whatever you want. Good luck on your goal or dream. Goodbye. This is where, well, Virgil started disappearing. And even what's it called, the Yamato sword that he had next to him was already shattered into millions of pieces. This is where, well, mostly the sword itself was disappearing until one fragment of blue blade actually appears from the kind of, well, mostly Yamato blade. And this is where it just flies towards Issei and goes into his own Yamato. This is where, well, the sword itself transformed back into normal. And this is where, well, Issei says, I feel very tired. Very tired. Well, this is where, well, Issei falls, like, to the side right now, passing out. And this is where, well, we go into somewhere else. And this is where, well, Issei wakes up in a house, and this is where he feels his whole body hurting like hell. This is where he's like, oh, that hurts, that hurts, that really hurts. Oh, fuck. Ow, 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 what the hell? This is where, well, he looks up and sees a guy with kind of a hat. Well, mostly, not even a hat. He doesn't have a hat right now. But, of course, he kind of has, well, black hair and, of course, these, like, reddish eyes. This is where, well, he had them closed until he opened them and saw Issei. This is where, well, he's wearing a white kind of shirt, well, button-up shirt. And this is where, well, had black pants. Well, are they black? Wait, fuck. Oh. So, yeah, he has black pants and black boots. And this is where, well, he then looks, well, mostly towards Issei. But Issei noticed that he's sitting on, like, a chair or something. And this is where, well, next to that person, he has, like, a cape on his chair, just, like, on there, mostly laying. A sword, a huge-ass sword, and, of course, a hat. This is where, well, it kind of has, like, some feathers on top of it, but, yeah. This is where Issei's confused, and this is where Issei tries to get up. But this is where someone pushes him down, saying, hey, idiot, just lay down. Your whole body hurts like hell, doesn't it? This is where Issei looks to the side or mostly sees who's actually touching him. And it's not the guy, because the guy is like drinking some kind of wine or whatever. But of course, this is where a girl with kind of pinkish hair, blackish eyes, and of course kind of floating. This is where, well, she kind of has a dress, or not even a dress, like a kind of like red kind of small jacket that's on her kind of like shoulder. Wearing some kind of white and black kind of shirt. Kind of like mostly, what's it called? Okay, so the person just looks like this, okay? Have pink hair, black eyes, and of course just wear something similar to this, like, modern outfit, but yeah. But of course, well, he says, who are you people? This is where, well, he said it kind of whisperly, but it was kind of loud enough for, well, the girl to hear. This is where, well, the girl says, the name's Persona, and you seem really hurt and really injured. Don't know how you got injured or hurt, but I guess you're also a swordsman, I guess. This is where, well, mostly not a swordsman. She says, well, you seem really hurt, and you did wash up to the shore. Well, mostly the shore that were on an island. we couldn't just leave you there, or I couldn't just leave you there, so I decided to bring you over here with mostly my friend over here. His name is Mihawk. Does it work well? He says it's Mihawk. Quite interesting. This is where Issei smiles at Sona, well not Sona, mostly Persona, and says, "Oh, thank you, Persona." This is where Persona kind of blushes and says, "Shut up, idiot. I did this just out of kindness, nothing else." This is where, well, Issei kind of grins and says, "Okay." This is where, well, we go into mostly Issei kind of, getting up after a while. And this is where he still sees the other man. The other man has red eyes. And he feels like he is getting stared down. Now, of course, he doesn't understand, but this is where he looks up and says, "So your name is Mihawk. Who exactly are you?" This is where Mihawk kind of just stays there quiet, still sipping on his, red wine. This is where, well, Mihawk kind of just then stands up and says, "That is right. The name's Mihawk. Mihawk, mostly his last name is Draconic or something like that. Or wait, is that his first name? I don't remember. Draconic, I think is his first name. But yeah, this is where, well, Draconic Mihawk. Or you can just call me Mihawk, kid." This is where, well, Issei gets up and says, "Okay. Then, who exactly are you?" This is where, well, we're not who exactly are you. Mostly, Issei says, "Okay. Are you a swordsman or something?" This is where, well, Mihawk then sees to the side and sees his sword. And that's where Mihawk kind of does shake his head saying, "I am a swordsman. I'm a type of swordsman. I guess you can call me the strongest swordsman because I haven't found anyone else that can rival me in swordsman skills." This is where, well, Issei won his eyes. He then sees the strongest swordsman right in front of him. This is where, well, or the current strongest swordsman right in front of him right now. This is where, well, he does have a yellow cross on himself. Mostly does a golden cross as a necklace. And this is where, well, Issei notices. And of course, he doesn't feel like it's hurting him that much. This is where, well, Issei then says, "Okay, Mihawk, if you're the strongest swordsman right now, I also want to become the strongest swordsman. I want some help." This is where, well, Mihawk seems surprised. "I see. So you're a swordsman also. Well, then where are your swords?" This is where Issei realized that he doesn't have Enma or even Yamato with him. This is where, well, Issei kind of looks confused and looks around until he notices his left hand having this demonic arm. This is where, well, Issei says, "What the? This wasn't here before." This is where when he looks towards his right hand, he sees a kind of tattoo symbolizing the sword that he kind of had, but a little bit different. It's a tattoo of show something else. This is where, well, Issei then calls upon both Enma and Yamato. This is where both arms, mostly left arm, the tattoo starts glowing a purplish color, while the other side, his arms start glowing a bluish color. Two swords appear, Yamato and Enma. This is where, well, both of them have very strong energy auras that Issei can now feel much better. Now, of course, they seem to be suppressing their powers, but not that well. Or they are, it's just, now Issei can feel them much more better. Like he has a better understanding with both Enma and Yamato. This is where, well, Issei nodded. This is where Issei says, "And I would one day take you as a challenger. One day after I become much more stronger. But first, I need guidance. I'm not the greatest swordsman, and definitely not the most powerful." This is where, well, Mihawk seems interested, because the two swords that Issei has very powerful energy. He can actually see them with his eyes and even sense him. This is where, well, mostly Mihawk says, "Okay, but first, I want you to go and defeat all the baboons that are outside. After that, if you can defeat them and not die, then I'll train you." This is where, well, Issei nodded. He grinned. He says, "Baboons, that's quite interesting. But okay." This is where, well, Issei is now, after he's kind of full heal up, he goes outside, and he's confused with baboons, but this is where a baboon almost slices his head off, and this is where Issei managed to jump away. Very fast, he managed to react fast enough. For some reason, he almost saw the glimpse of future. He was confused. But this is where, well, Issei sees so many baboons with multiple weapons. This is where Issei then says, I guess the guy wasn't lying about baboons that I have to defeat. Well, then again, if that's the case, then I will win. This is where, well, we go into mostly like a couple of unknown minutes passing by. This is where, well, we go into Issei right now kneeling in front of Mihawk and says, please, train me. This is where Issei's all bloody up. This is where, well, Mihawk says, it seems that you're begging me to train you. I guess you didn't even defeat the baboons. Well, there's no point of me training you. This is where, well, Issei said, the baboons are all defeated. He then said it kind of calmly. But of course, this is where, well, Mihawk kind of spits out a little bit of his wine. Mostly just stops a little bit of drinking. And kind of seems surprised, very surprised with Issei. This is where, well, Mihawk then nodded and says, then let's begin your training. We go into several kind of 2 months actually passing by. But even though on this island it seems unknown for a second. This is where, well, Issei seems to be stronger than normal. But this is where Issei is right now fighting against Mihawk himself. This is where, well, Mihawk is right now clashing with, well, Issei. This is where he's using the huge sword and blocking both swords. This is where Issei says, I'm not giving up. He did get pushed back, but this is where Issei says, I'm not giving up. This is where, well, both of his eyes are kind of glowing a very brightish kind of color. One is black, I should mention, not red just yet, but it's black. And the other one is blue. This is where, well, they both start glowing such a brighter kind of color than normal because Issei is now adding a very powerful energy into both of his swords. But mostly the, what's it called, Enma is right now having mostly the Armament Hawking and even Conqueror's Hawking energy flowing through it. While Yamato itself is actually having more demonic energy, but also kind of increasing with blue flames appearing on it. These are called the Spartan Flames. Spartan Flames are basically blue flames. But yeah, for Issei, that he managed to kind of create them out of mostly demonic energy. And this is where Issei is rushing straight towards mostly Mihawk, and this is where Mihawk is right now clashing both, well, mostly trying to block both of the swords from Issei, and of course blocking any attempt to try to cut him. This is where someone on the trees is watching this, and this is where she's smiling. This is where she kind of blushes a little bit seeing Issei most of the time fight against Mihawk. And this is where, well, Issei says, I'm not giving up. This is where, well, this Issei says, flames of hell. This is where, well, mostly his sword Enma right now ignited with purplish kind of flames, while what's it called, mostly his other sword ignited with bluish flames. This is where, well, Issei says, burn in hell. This is where he slashes both of his swords, well, mostly to the side because he had them both to the side, left side, and swing them straight from underneath, straight towards what's it called, Mihawk. And Mihawk just decided to swing down a green energy straight towards what's it called, the two slashes. And when they both collide, mostly a dust storm actually appears. And this is where, well, Issei then rushes straight forward for Mihawk, and this is where Mihawk then has a sword right in front of him, about to stab him right in the face. This is where Issei then uses both of the swords to block and push what's it called, mostly Mihawk's sword up. This is where, well, Issei says, I'm not giving up. I'm never gonna give up. Because my dream and everything I work up so hard, I'm not giving up any single time. This is where, well, Issei is rushing straight towards the car, mostly, Mihawk. Mihawk says, well, then you will lose. This is where, well, Mihawk was about to defeat what's it called, Issei, because he managed to take his sword back and was about to swing it straight towards him until Issei uses his, what's it called, well, uses Enma to try to block what's it called, the slash. But this is where he's pushed back and then into smash into trees, multiple trees. This is where Issei noticed that he doesn't have Enma or even what's it called, Yamato, because they're stabbed to the ground, because Issei did use also Yamato to try to block the slash. But this is where Issei is now behind some like trees, or mostly like behind him is a tree that's cracked and odd things. And this is where Issei gets up, and right now he's thinking, I'm not giving up. No, I don't want to give up, because I never ever want to be too pathetic and weak to protect those I love, ever. This is where, well, Issei's right hand started glowing a reddish color, a reddish color and a greenish color. And this is where the booster gear actually appears. Boost! This is where Issei says, Drake! Drake says, ugh. What happened, partner? I fell asleep after your transformation. What exactly happened? Transformation? Is this the way I look like this? Or whatever, I never questioned this. Drake, thank God you're awake. I couldn't feel your energy after a while. I actually didn't care that much. But not the point. I'm happy that you're actually here with me. Yeah, you're now kind of like 50% dragon. Oh no, kid. What exactly is happening and why are you so bloody? Issei says, just training. Training with the strongest swordsman because I'm going to become the strongest swordsman. Because I believe I can become the strongest swordsman. And I would never give up until I become the strongest swordsman. This is where Drake kind of hears this and just smiles, mostly in the mindscape, and says, then, if you want to become a swordsman, I can help you. This is where, well, mostly the boosted gear itself started kind of, well, changing. And instead of Issei having it on his, like, right hand, it started appearing like a sword. And instead, Issei is holding this reddish sword. Or mostly, it's a normal purplish, kind of dullish sword. It kind of looks like this. It looks like this before it actually started evolving and changing to this. This is where, well, it kind of has like this red dragon on it that has a green eye. Of course, the kind of head of the dragon is kind of blue, but not the point. This is where it has a reddish energy and glow. This is where Issei says, thank you, Drake, and I will defeat him. This is where Issei puts it on his mouth, and of course, this is where he rushes forward, grabbing both of the swords, both Yamato and Enma. And this is where, well, Issei says, because I'm not giving up. This is where both Issei's eyes right now glow into a ferocious color, into a slick color for a second, or mostly both of his eyes instead of being normal human eyes that become slick in an instant. This is where two horns actually appear on his head, one becoming looking demonic, while the other one becoming draconic, or, yeah. This is where, well, Issei then spreads out kind of two wings from his back, but the one is demonic and the other one is draconic. This is where, well, Issei says, because I won't give up. I never give up. This is where, well, he kind of uses a technique from mostly Zoro, and the technique is called... This is where Issei is rushing straight towards. This is called Mihawk, and Mihawk turns around and grins, and this is where, well, his sword started glowing with such a greenish energy, and slashes forward, and this is where Issei says, Purgatory! This is where, well, he says, Purgatory Onigiri! This is where he slashes straight towards Mihawk, and both attacks smashes into each other. This is where Issei has a large slash going down from his, well, mostly his shoulder, his, like, left shoulder, all the way down towards his, like, right kind of, like, waist near his, like, mostly thigh, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei coughs up a little bit of blood, but this is where Mihawk has 3 slashes in his body. This is where, well, he grins and smiling, saying, that's pretty good, Roanoa. Well, mostly descendant of Roanoa himself. This is where, well, Issei falls down and instant passing out. But before passing out, he didn't want to pass out. He instead stand up. This is where, well, Issei says, no, I'm not giving up on my goal. This is where he sees Mihawk right now falling down to the ground. And this is where Mihawk's face started becoming kind of wrinkly and kind of different. And this is where, well, Issei says, what is happening to you? This is where Mihawk grins and says, well, kid, do you know why you're on an island? Or mostly this island here. Issei says, I don't know. I actually don't even know how I got here. Well, neither do I. But I guess you just... because maybe you just have a connection with Roanoa himself, don't you? The sword that you use, Enma himself. As they're kind of studying it very well, it is kind of the same sword that Roanoa uses. And the other 2 swords, I don't know much. But still, I do feel like you are Roanoa's descendant though. The name's Draconic Mihawk, and I used to be one of the strongest swordsmen in the world before your grandfather, Roanoa Zoro, defeated me and became the strongest swordsman. But after a while, after my defeatment, I thought I could always fight against him, but he died of old age, or mostly during because of using Enma. But you can use him much more freely, because you're demonic, more than, well, Zoro being kind of just human. But even though he lived so long, he managed to just die of old age. For me, the reason I'm still alive is because of a curse that was put on me a long time ago. I do not look 20. I'm not 22. I'm actually at least, well, almost 500 years old. Or even almost 1,000. I lost very much count. and you managed to defeat me and destroy the curse that I had upon me. Good job, kid. Well, it seems that the curse has been defeated. And mostly this island will now kind of just disappear also with me. Well, I'll be leaving Persona with you. Persona, for some reason, she's not the same Persona I used to know about millions of years ago. She's a different Persona. She's mostly from the new world you're from. She's the same age as you, kid. This is where, well, Persona kind of jumps down. Of course, this is where I should mention, I forgot to mention something. Persona actually has a little bit of like purple highlights around her hair. It's not just pink, because she's actually a descendant of Persona herself. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Persona herself kind of just like looks at mostly Issei and says, well, we should probably be going then, Issei-kun. This is where Issei kind of blushes a little and says, yeah. This is where, well, Issei kind of sees Mihawk kind of disappearing. But before disappearing, Mihawk kind of just gave him his like cape, hat, the giant sword itself, and even the cross. Now, of course, Issei, it doesn't really hurt him. And it does hurt him a little bit, but at the same time, he is human, draconic, and yet kind of from spark to demonic energy and other stuff. And does use what's called, well, mostly the demonic self he had. Did kind of get cut down to pieces. Mostly the evil pieces he had were thrown at his body, so of course instead mostly Enma kind of fuses his own demonic energy. It does hurt him, mostly the cross, but not much. This is where, well, Issei is starting to walk away, and this is where, well, he then grins at Persona and says, and we should be going then. Issei kind of just holds her hand, and this is where, well, the island itself started disappearing in an instant. This is where, well, the whole island disappears into a white flash of light instead of being a dark, just misty place. This is where, well, we go into Issei and even Persona opening their eyes. This is where, well, they're now in Tokyo. Yeah, they're in Tokyo. And what's it called? Mostly Tokyo in the land of, or the city of, they're in Tokyo, but in the city called Shinjuku City. This is where, well, Issei kind of just like chuckles and says, I guess we are kind of close to Kuo. So wanna go kind of check around, Persona? This is where Persona kind of nodded and says, of course, let's go. This is where she's right now wearing kind of a black, well, mostly, of course, modern clothing, but yeah. Not the same ones like last time, but yeah. This is where, well, she's having a kind of like umbrella kind of like putting over her head. And of course over Issei's head because they haven't seen the sunlight in a while. And of course Issei's skin does get burned a little bit. So yeah, he became a little bit paler, but it doesn't really affect him that much. This is where, well, Issei and even Persona are just looking around. This is where, well, they're kind of just seeing how amazing Tokyo is, or mostly Shinjuku, mostly city. And this is where, well, they're all just looking around, seeing the beautiful sights and other stuff, but yeah. This is where, well, some people did try to pick a fight with Issei, but of course, there were just some kind of like small crook gangsters, and Issei just beat the shit out of them. This is where, well, he says, well, we should probably be going back to Kuo, mostly my hometown, or do you want to stay here? This is where, well, Persona says, well, I do want to meet, what's it called, my mother-in-law and also my father-in-law, so of course, let's go back towards Kuo. This is where Issei blushes a little. This is where, well, Persona's just teasing him, and this is where Issei says, don't tease me like that. This is where, well, Persona says, but I can't. It's so hard, and I do like teasing you a lot. This is where, well, Issei crumbles a little bit, but yeah. This is where they get back towards mostly Kuo on a train, and this is where, well, Issei said, oh, my back hurts. I hate sitting on the train and taking forever. Persona says, well, this is Kuo. It looks interesting. So, wanna go? This is where, well, Issei did grab her hand and says, yeah, let's get going. This is where, well, Issei basically, he's not wearing what's called his normal clothing, like modern clothing, because, well, mostly, the day they went to mostly Tokyo Shinjuku, it was actually an event where he's not wearing what's it called, he's wearing a yakasa or whatever, mostly the male kind of version of like a kimono. With what's it called, even Persona wearing a kimono, mostly the female version one. But yeah, the kimono. This is where, well, she's wearing a black kind of kimono with like these pink roses around, but yeah. While Issei is basically the kimono, or mostly the yakasu, or yakasa, or whatever, yakata, or whatever the fuck it's called. Okay, I forgot how it's called. Basically, he's wearing that of like Zoro, the one he wears in, what's it called, mostly What is that art called? Oh, for fuck's sake, the samurai art. I forgot. No, Wano. Oh, for fuck's sake, I almost forgot about it. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei has, well, he doesn't have any of his swords just yet out. No, he would have had them out, but it would look strange if he had them out. He's not trying to get arrested, but yeah. He's now just walking with the cop persona, and this is where they're getting to the house. This is where, well, Issei gets to the house, and of course, it looked like it expanded a little bit bigger. Issei seems confused, and this is where Issei says, this should be the right address. Well, however it is, we should probably check it in. This is where, well, Issei knocks at the door, and this is where someone opens it, and there's none other than, well, his mother and his father. Or mostly his mother. This is where Mika says, yes, hello? Can I help you? This is where, well, Issei says, hey mother, it's me, Issei. This is where, well, Mika winds her eyes, and this is where she starts crying her eyes down. This is where she then hugs Issei. Well, mostly, yeah, Issei, and even Persona says, my child, you're back. This is where, well, she's happily kind of crying with tears of joy, and this is where, well, she then says, you're back, you're back, you're back, you're back. It's been so many months. It's been actually 4 months since the last time I saw you. This is where Issei says, 4 months? Persona, I thought... This is where, well, Issei kind of looks at Persona. Persona just... This is where Persona says, okay, I can't tell time on that island. Don't complain to me. This is where, well, she glares back at Issei. Issei kind of just chuckles a little bit. And this is where Issei then says, so how's dad? This is where, well, mostly Issei then says towards his mother. His mother says, he's fine. Come in, come in. He's right now at the kitchen, right now talking to, how should I say, talking to Azia. This is where Issei says, oh, Azia's here. Okay. This is where, well, mostly, Mika kind of noticed Persona, and this is where, well, Mika says, who's this lovely lady? This is where Persona claps both of her hands, well, mostly grabbing Mika's hands and clapping them together, and this is where mostly Persona says, with a big smile and cheerful smile, this is where she says, oh, I'm your new daughter-in-law. You see here, Issei-kun right here, is my, well, mostly fiancé. I chose him to be my fiancé, and I'm not gonna lie, he agreed with it, so yeah. This is where Mika's heart almost like skip a beat in an instant. This is where she then hugs Persona and says, I have an actual daughter-in-law? You're saying that Issei proposed to you? This is where Persona says, no, that was the other way around because that idiot didn't know how to propose. But not the point. This is where, well, she says, yeah, I'm your daughter-in-law, and you're my mother-in-law. So, of course, I love you, Mom. This is where, well, mostly Persona hugs what's it called, Mika, and Mika just cries in happiness, and yeah. This is where, well, Issei is swear trouble, but this is where, well, Issei kind of says, so where's the kitchen? This is where, well, mostly Mika says, oh, follow me. This is where, well, she kind of brings with the cup both Persona and mostly Issei straight towards mostly a huge table. And this is where someone is right now kind of eating some food, like some breakfast, but yeah, some breakfast or whatever. I'm gonna just say he's eating rice and toast, but yeah, and this is where, well, he's looking at the kind of news. He's just like looking at the news because he has the TV turned on. And this is where Azia is kind of eating and praying to God. Of course, it does give her a headache, but this is where, well, she then kind of starts eating. This is where Mika kind of says, what's it called? What's his name? Goro. This is where Goro says, huh? Yes, sweetie? This is where when he kind of looks up, he sees Issei looks completely different, looks more like his grandfather. But of course, having a tint of silver hair around his head. This is where, well, and also being black and purple, but yeah. This is where his eyes are completely different. One is blue and the other one is black. It kind of looks similar to that of that grandfather. Well, it's not black, it's kind of a dark golden color, but yeah. But this is where, well, Issei says, yo dad, how's it been? This is where, well, Goro jumps up in an instant and rushes towards his son and says, my son, you're actually here. It's been 4 months. Where the hell have you been? This is where, well, he then sees the pink-haired girl with kind of purplish highlights, and she kind of just waves at him, and this is where she says, hello there, father-in-law. This is where, well, Mr. Kyoto right now has his heart kind of skipping a beat and saying, what did he say? Well, this is where Mika kind of says, you see here, they're both kind of in a relationship, kind of going on with being a husband and, well, wife. So, of course, don't ruin this. If you ruin this, I will murder you, Goro. Goro said, yes, miss. Oh, well, hello there, daughter-in-law. This is where, well, Persona just smiles and kind of just hugs him, but yeah. And this is where, well, we'll see Persona is right next to Issei, kind of just like smiling with a big smile. Issei is kind of also kind of just nodding. This is where, well, we'll see Mika say, they're so cute together. I need the camera. This is where Mika runs off to go get her phone, but yeah. This is where, well, when Ozia kind of notices all the commotion, she sees Issei completely different, with another girl kind of being next to him. Now, of course, they're both holding hands in an instant, which Ozia right now just looks confused for a second, until she recognizes that this is none other than Issei. Issei looks completely different. He seems a little bit much more bulkier, bigger, and stronger. This is where, well, he's almost the same height as his father, or just a little bit above that height, but yeah. So, Goro's height is actually 5'8", but Issei's height is actually 5'10". This is where he's actually a little bit taller than his father. Well, not 5'10", 5'11", you know, fuck it, or not. Yeah, 5'11". This is where, well, mostly Issei is smiling at Goro, and this is where Goro is saying, you're so much more bigger, my son. You look like more like your grandfather. How did that happen? Issei says, I dyed my hair. Yeah, you fuck it. This is where, well, Goro seems suspicious a little bit. And this is where, well, Issei smiles at him and says, I dyed my hair, bleh. This is where, well, mostly when Mika kind of now thinks about it, that's where she says, also your eyes and your hair. It's not just green, it's purple, dark, well, mostly it's silver also, but with black and purple. Did you really dye your hair so many colors? Or is it something else? Issei said, well, I'll tell you that later. Don't you want to take the picture with me and my potentially wife? This is where, well, mostly he blushes a little bit, but coughs into his like hand. This is where, well, she then snaps to reality, mostly Mika, and says, yeah, both of you. Be next to each other and, I don't know, hug each other or even... this is where Mika says, kiss each other. This is where, well, both Issei and Persona just blushes in an instant looking away from each other. And this is where, well, she decides to take the picture anyway because it's still cute enough. This is where, well, Mika says, I'm so sad you didn't just kiss. This is where Issei says, Mom, that's going to be in private. That's not going to be something to remember. Actually, I don't want you anywhere near me or my girlfriend when we did that. This is where, well, or mostly fiance. This is where, well, Issei kind of admit that out loud, and this is where Issei blushes in instant. And this is where, well, mostly Persona looks away also, blushing. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Mika says, aw, don't be so mean like that, Issei. I'm just trying to make sure that my baby boy is growing up fast, and I do want memories. But yeah, and I do also want grandchildren, so please, both of you, bring so many grandchildren to us, because we will spoil him like a lot. We'll spoil them rotten. This is where, well, Issei sweats off and says, Mom, stop. This is where, well, Persona is just giggling at this sight, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Ozia gets up and says, Issei, is that you? Issei looks towards Ozia and just kind of glances and nods. This is where, well, Issei goes back to talking to his parents. This is where, well, Ozia rushes up to kind of hug him. This is where, well, mostly Persona notices and kind of says, who is she anyway? Is she your little sister? This is where Issei says, yeah, she is my little sister. This is where, right now, Ozia stops in an instant, frozen, and says, huh? This is where, well, Issei literally just said, nah, fuck off. Like, he doesn't like that many people from mostly Rios or any of that, so he doesn't hate them entirely. Actually, he has a good chance of hating everyone. But, of course, he just, yeah, she's just my little sister. This is where, well, Persona goes up and says, aw, you're so cute. I didn't know you have a little sister. She's kind of adopted into our family, but yeah. This is where both mostly Mr. and Mrs. Hyodo kind of just widened their eyes when Issei literally just said that Ozia is nothing but her little sister. This is where, well, they don't really care that much because Issei does have someone of a fiance. And of course, they're closer to be mostly dating each other and kind of having children. So, of course, they really didn't mind when Issei literally called Ozia just a little sister. Because they do see her as mostly a kind of little, mostly daughter of their own. Not an actual kind of like good person to kind of be around with Issei, but yeah. This is where Issei said, well, other than that, we should probably be going to my room. Actually, where is my room? Mom, where's my room? Oh, right, your room. I guess you're gonna have to take one of the guest rooms because when this happened, we don't actually know where your room is at. Also, I should mention that with the that red-haired girl named Rias, she was nice enough her parents to kind of fix up the place and kind of build it up. So yeah. So make it bigger? Yep, pretty much. This is where Issei says, I see. Huh. This is quite interesting. Is there anyone else that lives here? This is where, well, mostly not Ria, it's mostly, Mika says, oh yes, mostly her friend Akano, Koneko, that little white hair girl, she's actually very cute. Also, mostly other people, I think so. I can't really remember, but yeah. But they're living here. Misa says, well, tell them that I already have a fiance. I'm not looking for them to be in my, well, harem or any of that. Because I'm not looking for a harem. I'm looking for true love. This is where Issei kind of does cuddle with, what's it called? Mostly persona. This is where, well, Mika's heart almost skipped another beat. And this is where she pulls out her phone, just takes another picture. This is where Issei says, Mom, stop taking pictures. This is where, well, Mika says, I can't help it. You two are so damn cute. Fine, I'll tell them later when they get home or something. They're right now at school. And that reminds me, Mister. This is where, well, Issa said, huh? You're going to have to go to school and explain what really happened with you, with you being gone for 4 months. This is where, well, Issa kind of just switch ups a little and says, this is where, well, mostly Persona saw the perfect chance, and this is where she says, oh, you see here, he was with me the whole time, trying to make children with me, so yeah. This is where, well, both Mr. and Mrs. Hyodo kind of just blushes and says, what? This is where, well, Issei says, no, do not listen to her. She's just teasing at this point. This is where, well, mostly Persona says, aw, is that really what you would say when you were on, well, in bed with? This is where Issei says, stop. This is where he managed to cover her mouth, and this is where, well, he's all red entirely. This is where, well, mostly someone in his head is just chuckling and laughing. This is where, well, it's none other than Drake, but yeah. This is where Issei says, shut up, Drake. This is where, well, mostly Mika says, I see. This is where Issei says, no, it was a lie. She's lying to you. No, do not listen to her. This is where, well, mostly Mika gets some else and says, well, you're gonna have to explain later, but yeah. It seems like you two are tired or something. So where did you two go before coming here? This is where, well, Issei says, we were in Tokyo Shinjuku City. It was actually a pretty fun day when we went there because there was an event. I see, okay. Well, it seems that you two might be just tired, so just go upstairs. This is where Issei said, okay, but we're just gonna have to pick one random room and, yeah, sleep together. This is where, well, Mika says, don't do anything, other than just sleeping, okay? Issei? This is where Issei says, I won't do anything. This is where Persona says, oh, definitely he will do stuff to me. And we will probably have grandchildren by the end of the day tomorrow. This is where, well, Issei says, shut up, Persona. This is where, well, his face is all red and he's kind of just trying to tell her to shush. This is where Mika is giggling and saying, well, don't you think he'd grown up to be a young, respectful boy? This is where, well, Mika kind of asks Hyodo, or mostly Mr. Hyodo. This is where, well, mostly Goto says, yep. And not gonna lie, the girl that he got, she's pretty. And this is where, well, before he can even finish that sentence, he gets hit by a pan in the face, knocked out. This is where Mika and Hyodo say, shut up, don't you dare talk about her like she isn't our new daughter-in-law. This is where, well, Mr. Hyodo's knocked the fuck out. He's gone. He's in heaven or hell, whichever you would like to see. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei kind of goes upstairs. They go into a just plain white room, and of course they lay down on the bed. This is where Issei said, so do you want to share the bed together, or do you want to just be apart? This is where Issei said, this is where, well, person says, well, you are my fiance, so of course we're gonna sleep together, jerk. This is where, well, she then says, but don't try to do anything to me. She starts kind of having this mischievous look, and this is where Issei says, yeah, I won't do anything to you. This is where, well, mostly Drake in his head saying, oh, yeah, he's definitely won't do anything to you. He would just show you the dragon inside him this night. This is where, well, Issei says, shut up, Drake. This is where, well, Drake says, oh, come on, Issei. You know you want to shut the hell up already. This is where, well, Drake says, fuck you. This is where, well, we go into mostly the next day. Issei is now fully awake. And this is where Issei kind of notices his parents kind of getting ready to go to school or with him. This is where Issei says, what are you two doing? I already know where to go for school. Why are you two coming along? Oh, we forgot to tell you. Even though it's been 4 months, there's a parent-teacher conference. This is where, well, our mostly parents should go towards open house. This is where, well, Issei says, oh. Shit, I haven't been in school for a while, so There's no way for them to complain to me. Ha! Doesn't work, well. Mika kind of says, oh, there are still a lot of things that we need to know. But that can wait after school. Doesn't work, well. Issei said, okay, fine. This is where Issei gets ready. Of course, he is still wearing the same kind of like clothes that he wears from yesterday. But yeah, this is where Mika says, aren't you gonna wear like actual like your school uniform? That isn't gonna fit me. I am now 5'11". This is where Mika and Koto kind of realize, oh yeah, that is true. This is where, well, mostly Persona is coming along and saying, ooh, I want to go to school. I want to go to the same school that my Issei-kun is at. This is where mostly Mika says, I need to take a picture again. This is where, she pulls out her camera and tries to take a picture on Issei. This is where Issei says, Mom, stop. This is embarrassing. This is where, well, he's kind of blushing a little bit. This is where, well, Mika says, I can't resist it, okay? Now, I should mention one thing. Issei's double bringer, mostly his left hand, is covered up by bandages, while his, right hand is just covered up by the clothes he's wearing. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei just kind of said that he kind of got hurt during the 4 months. But yeah, he will actually tell them about what really happened later on. But he doesn't really want to talk about it in front of the other girls from the orc. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei is kind of walking to school with his parents, and this is where, well, Ozzy is nowhere to be found, but whatever, he doesn't care. When they get to school, this is where, well, there's a lot of parents and other things, there's a bunch of children, yada yada. This is where, well, Issei said, damn, I haven't been in the school for, 4 months, and I already hate it. This is where Persona just giggles a little bit under her breath and says, come on, Issei, you can't just start hating something that you don't want to be back. School isn't that bad, is it? This is where Issei says. This is where Issei says, think of Mihawk's, mostly lectures most of the time, when he was training me, but of course also teaching you. But think of it like more boring way. How boring? I mean, it was boring, but at the same time, it was funny when he tries to cut you most of the time because you were falling asleep. This is where Issei says, yeah. The boring way is, instead of like throwing shit at me or kind of waking me up or whatever, they just hate me. They clearly just hate me. The reason why is because they don't teach me shit. Actually, half of the knowledge that they teach me is kind of garbage. Mostly Mihawk's lectures and other stuff was actually teaching me stuff. This school doesn't teach me shit. This is where he says it. This is where a person just switch up and says, okay, probably it's a bad idea to ask your parents to actually put me in school. Yeah, it was a stupid idea. Good luck with that. Issei kind of just chuckled and teased her a little bit, but kind of just like kissing her in the neck very softly. And this is where she's like, don't do that right in public. This is where, well, Issei says, oh, come on. I can't do that to my fiance. You're so mean half the time. This is where, well, she blushes and says, shut up and let's go. This is where, well, they're going inside. Of course, this is where Issei says, so I know where my first class is at, but I'm not going there because fuck it. So of course they go to the second class, and of course Issei is with the parents' side. Mostly he's next to his two parents. Of course Persona is there, and of course where, well, Mika is saying, good job Asuya, do something like that. This is where, well, mostly Asuya is being talked upon, and of course this is where I can notice that they call Issei, and this is where I can say, is that Issei? This is where Asuya kind of turns around and say, yeah. This is where, well, when I could kind of say that a little bit too loud, this is where the teacher says, Mr. Hyodo, won't you like to take a seat down and talk about where you have been for 4 months? Issei said, nah, fuck that, I don't give a damn, I'd rather stay up here, besides it's open house, so I don't need parent-teacher attendance. My parents are right here, you can talk to them. This is where, well, mostly his dad says, go sit down and actually do something. This is where Issei says, I don't want to do that, but if you're making me, fuck, fine. This is where Issei sits down in his chair. Of course, he's not even wearing his, school uniform. This is where his teacher asked him where his school uniform was at. Issei says, didn't have time to change because my parents dragged me out of bed. So yeah, it wasn't a lie. It's actually kind of the truth, but it's a lie at the same time. This is where, well, mostly he didn't get dragged out of the bed by his parents, but it was actually his fiance. But yeah. This is where, well, some people just say, damn, haven't been here for 4 months. Maybe you become a dumbass, one guy said. Issei says, huh? Me? Dumbass? Sorry, I'm not talking to someone who's more of an idiotic moron than me. This is where the guy gets up and says, huh? You want to fight me? You want to fight Issei? Huh? This is where he stands up. This is where the teacher says, calm down. This is where Issei smashes his head into the table. Issei says, shut the hell up, you bastard. Sorry. Whoever's child was this, I'm sorry, but he's a prick. Go get him some help. Go throw him in the mental hospital or something. Or go get him like therapy or something. Maybe bring him to the hospital before he bleeds out or something. This is where none of the parents kind of like look. They look kind of shocked at seeing Issei literally smash the kids into his table. And this is where Issei says, well, at least I got some red paint from his dumbass. This is where Issei is not caring too much. But yeah, he's just chuckling. This is where, well, Persona decides to sit next to him. And of course, they decide to just get like napkins to wipe off the blood from the table. And this is where, well, Persona says, well, I should help my fiance in his work, shouldn't I? This is where Issei says, well, are you gonna be some kind of statue and scope for me? And I definitely will scope you out. This is where, well, she blushes and says, if that's what you like to, then I will stay here. This is where, well, mostly Issei grins and says, okay. This is where, well, everyone is looking at them confusedly. Mostly the pinkish hair girl with kind of purplish highlights. And it's always grinning at Issei. And this is where Ike is right now cackling and thinking, you two are kind of like doing some dubby stuff. What are you two anyway? This is where Persona says it out loud, and even Issei says it without even a care in the world. Fiance. This is where, well, everyone widened their eyes in an instant, and then some of the guys did a double take and say, oh, hell no. This is where, well, Issei said, but yeah, that's all we are. This is where, well, mostly, I could say, This is where, well, Moriyama and even Catherine widened their eyes in an instant. Moriyama, she couldn't contain it anymore. This is where Moriyama gets up and just rushes towards Issei and kisses him in the mouth. This is where, well, Moriyama says, please, let me be your other fiance. This is where, well, Moriyama, after seeing Issei, he looks completely different. And of course, seeing him, well, like last time mostly remember him, she couldn't just stop. She just had to. This is where, well, mostly Issei seems confused, but this is where Persona gets a little bit jealous. But this is where she then grins and says, sure, you can be his other fiance. This is where, well, mostly Moriyama looks at, what's it called, Issei, with these puppy dog eyes and says, please. This is where, well, he says, fine. Goddamn, why are girls giving me such a headache today? This is where, well, every guy says, oh, hell no. This motherfucker, he hasn't been here for 4 months and yet he got 2 fiancés. Oh, hell no. Catherine is looking confused, but of course, this is where, well, Issei decides to scope out mostly not Catherine, mostly Moriyama, and what's it called, Persona. And this is where, well, he made out the 2 statues, and this is where, well, he says, I'm not that good at sculpting. This is where, well, mostly Moriyama says, that's a lie. You're actually pretty good. This is where, well, Persona says, see, I told you you would be good at it when I tell you to actually cut the rock. You told me to cut it in half, and somehow I managed to turn it into a fucking statue. Yeah, I don't know how I did it. This is where, well, Persona says, that's the power of alcohol. This is where, well, mostly Moriyama takes a double take and say, This is where Issei says, oh, she said nothing. This is where Issei says, shh, shut up. This is where Persona just kind of giggles, but yeah. This is where they get out of the class, and this is where, well, Issei kind of also does scope, mostly a statue of his parents, mostly his mother, his father. Yeah, no. Mostly, it's a picture of mostly his mother smashing a pan into his father's head, and this is where his father's down for the count. This is where, well, mostly Mika said, oh, this is so cute. I love it. This is where Goto says, I hate it. Why will you scope something like this? Why couldn't you scope something else? This is where Issei says, because that's how I see you and mom. So, yeah. This is where, well, mostly Goto cries and says, you're so mean. This is where, well, Issei says, yeah, cry me a fucking river. This is where Issei is just giggling at, what's it called, his father, but yeah. He then sees, what's it called, 2 perverted guys getting their ass kicked by a guy with kind of blackish hair and bluish eyes, and then he's saying, get the fuck out of here, you damn perverts. God, I guess since the missing of, what's it called, Kyoto, you two have become much more perverted, much more braver. I guess he was the only will to stop you two from actually harassing girls. This is where, well, mostly both, what's it called, Murahama and, Matsui kind of says, he wasn't our leader, he was a traitor. And for that, he might be doing some stuff, and you don't even know what he's doing for 4 months. He's been gone. This is where Issei says, Yo, Edward, it's been a while. This is where Issei kicks both Matsue and Murahama away. This is where they smash into a locker, knocked out. This is where, well, Edward kind of looks up and says, huh? Do I know you? He says, huh? You forgot about me? You're the asshole decided to attack my friend, jerk. You attacked, what's it called? Prey Boy. You know, blonde Prey Boy? Yeah, you attacked him. And then I came and almost kicked their ass. This is where Edward says, oh, Hyodo-san. It's been a while. Yeah, I remember. This is where, well, both Matsue and Murahama gets up and says, hey, you fucking prey... Oh, God, not another prey boy. You jerk. You managed to get in our way. We are about to kick the shit out of Edward. You guys don't remember me? You guys are such pricks. Then again, you guys did try to leave me dead sometimes when we were kind of younger, older, in middle school. Fuck it. Don't you remember me, guys? It's me, Issei. This is where both of them say, traitor, you became a prey boy. This is where he says, yeah, I became a prey boy. But that's not the case. I'm more violent than normal. So, get ready, guys, because I'm going to break both of your heads every time you left me to dead. When we used to be perverts. I'm no longer a pervert. I have 2 fiancés. So, good luck. This is where, well, they say, you have what? They get knocked down in an instant. This is where Issei clocked them both in the face by kicking them. But yeah. Think it felt like when Mikey kind of kicked that one guy named Hanma, but yeah. Listen, where, well, Issei says, well, there's that. It's been a while, Edward, and I want my fucking rematch. I might have to kick your ass this time. This is where Edward chuckles and says, oh, really? Did it get any stronger during 4 months of you not being here? Also, since you haven't been here, I've been bothered by the devils non-stop. For fuck's sakes, that red hair has been bothering non-stop. Since you're here, please talk to her and just tell her to go away from me. Hell no. You think I'm crazy? You think I'm talking to her? Hell no. That bitch could go fuck off. You are fucking crazy. This is where Ezra says, oh, this is your fault for coming to this school. Besides, I'm not enrolled in this school. So see ya, motherfucker. I'm out of here. Issei is lying, but this is where it's funny to just kind of mess with Ezra. Ezra says, no, you can't do this to me. You can't just drop me off of here. Hey, it's not my fault. I never did drop you off here. That was your fault. But other than that, I should be going. I'm going back with my parents and, of course, my 2 fiancés. But see ya. Issei flipped him off and just gave him the middle finger and just flipped him off and just gone. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei is now going back to his parents. And this is where they say, were you talking to your old friends? This is where Issei says, no, I was beating the shit out of my old friends. Those pricks can go fuck off. This is where, well, mostly Mika says, language. Goto says, why? What happened to my perverted son? This is where, well, Issei says, your perverted son just got another fiance. Fuck off, Dad. This is where Mika Hyodo kind of says, is this why Moriyama-san is here? Moriyama says, yeah, I'm Issei's other fiance. This is where, well, Mika hugs her and says, aw, I can't believe that my son actually has a girl with brownish hair. I can't wait to have brown hair kids. Aw. This is where, well, mostly Moriyama's blushing a lot now that she thinks about kids. And this is where, well, Issei says, Mom, stop bothering her. She's not gonna want to if she doesn't want to. This is where, well, Mika says, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't want to kind of make you believe that I need some. No. Don't be bothered by that. This is where, well, mostly Moriyama says, no, it's fine. This is where she's all red and blushing, but yeah. This is where, well, they're walking along until they hear someone call out, hey. Well, mostly they hear someone say, hey, is that you? This is where Issei turns around and sees as none other than what's it called, Sir Sex. This is where Sir Sex says, oh, what was it, Issei, that's your name, right? This is where Issei says, no, it's not, it's Zoro, no. This is where Issei says, fucking, I gotta fucking bullshit this. This is where Issei remembers this is Sir Sex and then other day. And so of course he's gonna bullshit and say, no, it's Zoro no. This is where, well, his father heard the word Zoro no and he actually remembers where it came from. That's actually his like great grandfather, but yeah. This is where, well, Sir Sex says, so you're not Issei Hyodo? This is where Issei says, no, it's Zoro no. This is where, well, Well, see, Cersei seems suspicious on Issei. Issei is saying, please buy the bullshitness. I'm sorry I'm taking your name in vain, grandfather, but I need to. This is what, well, we'll see, what's it called? Mostly Cersei says, I understand. Sorry for mistaking you for someone. Well, I should be going. This is where, well, mostly Cersei is just walking away, and this is where he says, yes, you fought the bullshit. This is where, well, mostly Godo says, oh, if it isn't Cersei, that's what's it called, mostly, what's it called, Rhea's, brother. I have met him. Why did you lie about your name being not Issei? And why did you say Zora Noah? Issei said, Dad, I want to explain to you and Mom later about a lot of stuff and why I haven't been for 4 months. So please, just please, just for the one time, don't call him over here. This is where, well, Mr. Hyodo kind of nodded and says, okay, then let's go. This is where, well, they kind of went to Ozzy's room, or mostly not Ozzy's room, mostly every classroom that Ozzy was in, but yeah. And this is where, well, Issei noticed kind of 4 people that are different from this school, somewhat. In each room of class that Ozzy was in. Mostly, she kind of is always next to 2 kind of exorcists, but used to be exorcists, or one used to be an exorcist, one it feels like an angel, and the other 2 somewhat feels like angels, but yeah. This is where, well, he kind of sees a blue hair with a green kind of stripe on her hair, but yeah. And also a girl with orange hair and purple eyes, which when they both notice Issei, or mostly Issei's parents, they kind of say, oh, hey there, what's it called, Mr. and Mrs. Hyodo. This is where, well, they're kind of waving at them, and this is where, well, both of them came and says, oh, hello there, Irina, and this is where, Zenobia, it's been a while, it's been a while. So how's it with playing with our daughter? This is where, well, mostly, Irina says, it's fine. She's always so nice. This is where, well, mostly Irina kind of sat and says, so where's Issei-kun? This is where, well, mostly Issei says, who the hell is this big chicken? This is where Issei is thinking, why does she look familiar? This is where, well, mostly both Mr. Godo and Mrs. Hyodo kind of points at Issei. Mostly, this is Issei, also known, Issei. This is where, well, Irina looks at Issei and says, Issei? You didn't hear that word, did you? This is where, well, Issei says, you call me Kun. Wait. Now I remember you. Iron. This is where Irina falls down. This is where some of you start bursting in laughter and just say, what? Did you just call her Iron? This is where, well, mostly both of his parents just looks at Issei, and mostly Miko says, that is true, you did, yeah, okay. This is where, well, mostly Zenobia's dying in laughter on the ground while Irina just realized, no. This is where, well, mostly Persona and Mariama, or mostly Mariama went with her class to go, where was it called? Catherine? And Catherine is kind of asking Mariama, and why did she do that? But yeah. This is where, well, mostly Persona says, you broke her. You literally just broke her. What the hell? Still, it's funny. Still, is that really what she told you to call her? Iron? Isn't that a guy's name? This is where, well, he says, that's what she told me to call her. This is where, well, the person that says, I can't really complain to people who actually wants to call you that or call blah, 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 whatever. I guess I can't blame her. This is where, well, Irina gets up and says, no, don't call me Irene. Please call me Irene. Please. Please, for the love of God, just call me, well, mostly, Irina. Do not call me Iron ever again. Issei said, okay, I promise, in the name. This is where, well, Irina said, in the name of Sparta, I will call you Irina. This is where, well, Irina says, okay, in the name of Sparta. Wait, what? Sparta? Why does the name seem so familiar? This is where, well, Mika's eyes widen in instinct. Sparta. She already knows what that name is because that's basically her last name. This is where, well, mostly Godo seems confused and says, Sparta? What? Huh? This is where, well, Issei says, well, other than that, I'm going with my fiance. We're gonna go see some kind of weird event happening in the school. This is where Irina says, okay, good luck with your feet. Wait. This is where Irina says, wait, what? This is where, well, Mika says, I'm so sorry, Irina, but it seems that Issei has 2 fiancés. Huh? This is where, well, Irina seems shocked, dumbfounded, and just kind of twitching a little bit. This is where, well, Zenobia kind of just giggles and says, wait, what? He has 2 fiancés? Oh, Irina, didn't you say that you love this boy and you wish that he was yours and you wish to be his fiancé? And this is where Irina says, shut up! This is where she tries to like punch at Zenobia, and Zenobia manages to catch her and say, calm down, Irina. This is no time for you to fight me. But still, it's kind of funny to see you, well, overreact a lot. So, good luck with any of that. This is where, well, Irina just glares at Zenobia and says, shut up for a second. Shut up. This is my personal business. Now go away. This is where Zenobia says, okay, well, good luck with that. This is where, well, Zenobia is walking away, but yeah, Irina kind of just sad, and this is where Mika tries to comfort her, but yeah. But we go into Issei and what's it called, mostly Persona going to see some weird kind of event happening. Mostly Sanji is trying to push people away from mostly Serafo, and Serafo is over here with a magical girl stance or whatever. And this is where, well, Issei says, yo, Sanji, it's been a while. This is where a bunch of guys turns around and sees Issei, and Issei says, move out the fucking way or die. This is where Issei's eyes right now glow this very powerful energy that almost knock all the guys out. Because he knows that these 2 are supernatural, so he doesn't care if he just uses Conqueror's Hawking for a second. This is where all the guys, this is where they're all knocked down in an instant. This is where, well, Issei says, yo, Sanji, it's been a while. Sanji says, who the hell are you and how the hell did you do that? Issei smashes his head into the fucking, like, hand, like, face palm, and this is where Issei says, you're an idiot. Sanji, it's me, Issei, Hyodo. Do you not remember? This is where Sanji says, Issei, wait, why the fuck you look like that? And who the hell is she? This is my fiance. And why I look like this is because of my personal reasons. Because I'm a descendant of a lot of fucking people. Don't worry about that shit. Also, isn't that Serafo? This is where, well, isn't she supposed to be like one of the demon king lords, whatever, in the underworld? This is where, well, Sanji says, huh? Demon king? This is where he jumps up and says, catch, well, he mostly, Issei managed to catch him, kind of bridal style, and this is where he says, get the fuck off of me. The only people that I like to be carrying bridal style is my fiance, so fuck off. This is where Issei drops his ass, and this is where he says, did you not notice that she was a demon lord? This is where, well, Sanji says, oh fuck, please don't kill me, please have mercy on me. This is where, well, Serafon pouts and says, aw, he's so mean. Issei-kun, why would you say something like that? If you didn't tell him anything, I would not really mind. I wouldn't even punish him. This is where, well, this is where Sanji says, oh, you wouldn't punish me? Please don't hurt me. This is where, well, mostly someone appears and says, Serafon, what are you doing? This is where, well, Sanji gets up and sees, what's it called, Sona and Sabaki. And this is where, well, Sanji says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean this was not, I didn't know this was your sister, blah, blah. This is where, well, mostly he's saying that this is a demon lord and other things. This is where Issei then gives out a little bit more information. You do realize that Sona and Serafon are actually sisters, right? This is where Sanji already passes out. Issei is laughing at seeing how Sanji just passes the fuck out. This is where Sona kind of just switch up at Issei. And this is where Sona says, so, Mr. Hyodo, what are you doing here? Oh, how did you even notice that was me? I can tell from your face, even though if it became a little bit more muscular and more manly, I guess you can say. She blushes a little bit. This is where Serafon kind of notices and says, so Serafon is right. Well, mostly she says, Sona-chan is right now into someone? This is where Issei says, wait, before you go on, I already have a fiance and this is Persona. This is where, well, both of them widen her eyes. Even, what's it called, Sabaki almost widen her eyes. This is where Sona's, not Sona, mostly Persona waves her hand and says, yo, hello. This is where, well, Persona is having this small kind of grin and smile, and this is where, well, mostly Sona nods dumbly. What? Well, they're in that. This is where, well, Issei kind of waves at them and says, we should be going. I'm going with my parents. Don't bother me. Don't talk to me about the supernatural. I don't care. So, bye. This is where, well, Issei kind of grabs Persona and bridal style and just disappears in an instant. This is where he's gone. He's literally gone in an instant. This is where, well, mostly Issei managed to actually appear next to his parents without even being seen by them, when he uses kind of a very fast technique where he just, it kind of looks like body flicker, but it's not. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei then noticed what's called 2 red hairs, an older looking man and another person, but of course they both look like Rias, but male version, and this is where he then noticed Rias. Issei says, nope, not happening. No, hell no. That's like a hell no on the stick. Fuck that. The square person says, who is it? Oh, who are they? This is where, well, Issei says, do you remember when I talked about a girl slapping me just because I heard some Prey Boy? Oh, yeah. Wait, the red hair right there? Which one? The girl, not the two males. I see. And I might have to kill her. This is where she gets angrier, and this is where ghosts started appearing around her, and even an aura, a dangerous aura, which Issei managed to calm down by kind of just kissing her. This is where, well, making her calm down. This is where, well, she then blushes and says, why would you do that? I need you to calm down. Please don't actually attack her, because I don't want you to die. This is where, well, Issei says softly. This is where Persona blushes. Now, of course, this is where, well, Persona says, you know that was my first kiss, right? Oh, you can just stop lying, you know that? This is where Persona just giggles and says, okay, fine, it wasn't my first kiss. This is where, well, they kind of walk up, and this is where Issei says, hey, Mom, Dad. This is where both, mostly Mr. and Mrs. Yodo, kind of notice and says, oh, I thought you two went to go see the event. It wasn't an event, but actually a troublesome kind of event, I guess you could say. It was weird, but whatever. Are we going home or what? This is where, well, the two red hair, well, mostly all three of the red hairs, notice, well, mostly the boy with kind of greenish hair, silverish white hair, also black and purplish highlights. And this is where, well, Issei kind of is talking to both of his parents. And this is where, well, Persona is just there, kind of just like smiling. This is where, well, mostly the red hair man named, I forgot Bria's father, but this is where, well, he then asks Gordon who exactly he is, that boy and the girl. This is where, well, Goro said, oh, this is Issei Hiro. He's been gone for 4 months, and the girl next to him is his fiance. This is where, well, Rias' father said, huh? This is where Swordsman says, what? This is where his eyes widen. Rias' eyes literally widen to dinner place and say, what? This is where, well, Issei says, okay, well, other than that, I'm going home, Mom. And Dad, I'll go see you later there. But yeah. And don't worry, me and my fiance aren't going to be doing anything when we're at the house. So stop thinking that, Dad. I know what you're thinking. I'm not stupid. Mom, if I give you a pan, will you smack the shit out of Dad? This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Mika says, I wouldn't do it in public, but I would do it in private. This is where, well, Mr. Hillman says, oh, thank God. This is where, well, Persona says, I got a pan here. I actually stole it from over there, or mostly got it from over there. She kind of just points out one of the classrooms with, like, having pans and other things. It's like a cooking class. And this is where, well, Mika says, I'm so sorry for property damage for this school, but this is where Mika smashes the pan on top of Goro, and Goro's knocked the fuck out. This is where Goro is down with the count. Ding, ding, ding. This is where, well, the two males, mostly the two red hair males, say, they jump backwards and say, please don't hurt us. This is where, well, mostly Rias Swartrops at seeing this, and this is where, well, Persona just smiles and says, well, that was a very powerful hit towards him. This is where, well, Issei Swartrops just giggles a little bit, and just says, well, we should be going, Persona. Just throw that somewhere. Don't worry, I don't think they're gonna notice it. This is where, well, Persona says, that is true. This is where, well, she managed to take the pan away from, what's it called, Issei's mother, and this is where, well, they managed to start leaving. Of course, this is where, well, Persona just puts it near the trash can and just walk away. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave it off for part 3 of this what if. But yeah, what if Issei wants to become the strongest swordsman and the best gunslinger? But don't worry, I will explain what the gunslinger abilities later. But yeah, for right now, he is just a swordsman right now. But later on, he will be the best gunslinger. Now, I'm not keeping up with the story. I'm going to just kind of make my own story and kind of go off with that. But yeah, don't worry, they still haven't fought Coco Bill. I will mention that later. But other than that, bye, see you, and yeah, good luck. Or not good luck, bye. So yeah.